Am I the asshole? WIBTA if I record the audio of my neighbors having sex and play it back to them? My neighbors are often super loud, blasting music at 2 a.m., yelling, blaring the TV. I've gone round various times politely asking if they could be quieter. We have concrete walls and carpet, so for sound to get through they really have to be loud, which they are. They also periodically have loud sex, with the woman screeching. It's actually turning me off sex. I find them insufferable. As petty revenge, I'm considering recording them having sex and playing it back to them through the walls whenever they're loud, instead of going round to politely request they STFU at 3 a.m. I feel they know I'm mild-mannered, and they're taking advantage, that since I'm not a tough guy or something, I'm a young woman, they don't care. I'm in Australia, and I'm pretty sure that kind of recording is legal here. WIBTA? If you want your comment to count toward judgment, include only one of the following abbreviations in your comment. If you don't include a judgment abbreviation, the bot will ignore you when it looks for the top voted comment. Judgment, abbreviation. Dash. You're the asshole, and the other party is not. WIBTA. You're not the a-hole, and the other party is. NTA. Everyone sucks here, ESH. No a-holes here, nah. Not enough info. Click here for our full rulebook. Some URL. Click here for our FAQ. Some URL. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please, contact the moderators of this subreddit /message/compose/?2=r/amItheasshole, if you have any questions or concerns. NTA. Every time they are loud, record it to have proof. But also go to their door and press the bell. Press it like ding, 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 and so on until they are annoyed as fuck and open the door. And just say hey, I heard loud noises, is every ring okay? Play the dumb. NTA, I just go round and interrupt them every time they are having sex. ESH. Recording them having sex, then playing it back through the wall is petty and gross. Complain to your management company. ETA, sublandlord/cops/authorities if no management company. ESH, edited to change from you're the asshole, because they're definitely assholes too. Just complain to the cops. Noise laws exist for a reason. Cops exist for a reason. Don't involve yourself in petty revenge when there are systems and people in place to stop you from pissing off the wrong person and getting yourself beat the fuck up. Maybe you'd be an asshole, I'd do it anyway though. That'd be hilarious. Seeing as how you went and told them to tone it down various times, I'd have to say you would be a justified asshole. And a hilarious one at that. If I was their neighbor, I'd find the loudest porn possible and blast it through a full volume Dolby home theater. Yes WIBTA, but ESH, probably. You should approach this through the proper authorities, like a mature adult. If you are both tenants, file a complaint with the property manager. If that's not the case, can you call the police? Or some other sort of mature escalation of this issue? Recording them will not do anything but enrage them, and then do you think they'll be quieter, or louder? Pick your battles wisely. Solve your problems, don't make them bigger problems. ESH. That being said, I understand the temptation. We had neighbors that had loud sex at all hours. One summer day, we and obviously they, had the windows open and the loud sex noises began. My husband called me to the window and said loudly, hey, listen to this. She sounds like a cat in heat and he sounds like a moose. We heard the window slide shut and they never bothered us again. You're too nice. Call the cops every time they break the laws on loud noises. There have to be laws about this. It's likely around 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Recording them having sex is weird. Just be a nuisance in another, almost more petty way, by sending a cop to their door every night. NTA. It would work, but it could give them a way to be self-righteous victims about it all. An alternative would be to just find a super raunchy vid on a free porn site with some hella loud gross stuff and play it loudly at them instead while they're doing it. Do you have noise ordinance or public disturbance laws? If so, go that route first. ESH. Recording people having sex is creepy AF. For obvious reasons, they are the assholes. Call the police about noise complaints. Document everything they are doing to break apt rules, and go to the landlord. I cannot imagine how that could possibly be legal. Justified asshole. But honestly, call the cops every single time it happens and let them deal with it. Most councils have 10 p.m. noise restrictions. Australia has fucked up recording and defamation laws. I do more research into the legality of this. You would be the asshole here. I know it's annoying to listen to, but recording people having sex without their knowledge or consent is creepy and wrong even if you're not intending it to be. Period. In college I would just play whale noises really loud against my neighbor's wall. NTA would be hilarious, and doing them a favor. Instant replay as in sports coverage. Adopt some roosters, leave feed and water, then go on vacation. Play recordings at random intervals then. WIBTA. It'd be one thing if you recorded them blasting their music, blaring the TV, or even yelling, but an entirely different thing recording them having sex. You'd be crossing a line if you did that, regardless of it being legal or not. WIBTA. No one asked, but I would follow those steps. 1. It's good you guys had sex last night, but can you be less loud? 2. Disturb them while they having sex. 3. Tell authorities. 4. Plan. NTA, that would be ingenious. Once during the middle of the day my neighbors were having extremely loud sex when somebody came knocking on my door. We stood there listening while their moans/screams echoed down the staircase, then we started laughing and moaning too, loud enough for them to hear. What do you know, their moaning immediately ceased and we did not hear them loud like that ever again. Turns out they didn't know how loud they were and did not like it when other people were making fun of them. That solved the problem. Yeah. As a solution, get a recording of a baby crying and play it loudly whenever they get loud. If it's affecting your sleep/health, then make a diary of dates and times of what sounds you hear. Also include if you do knock on the door and what time you did. And as much as it sucks, I recommend reporting it to the cops, even if they can't attend, and write the time you called and the time they arrive if they can come. Try and make short recordings on Snapchat with the timestamp on it so you have more evidence and save it all. After a while, you will have enough evidence to call the EPA and the council for them to investigate and possibly fine them. It takes a while, but at least something will get done. We had neighbors who would start the music at 6 p.m. and play it up to 4 a.m. but would turn it off and back on randomly. It was loud enough to hear through their walls, across the road, through to the back end of my house where my room was. About 300 meters, and could hear the words clearly. Yeah, that's creepy AF. Play loud music back or contact the authorities or whatever. NTA, and we can record whoever we want here. In Victoria at least. Had to look it up when my partner was having issues with his abusive boss. Recording someone else's sex is weird and creepy. Blast the chicken dance song instead. WIBTA. For nothing else than recording them having sex. Regardless of the reason, that is creepy AF. If you have spoke to them about it and they have made zero adjustments, if not gotten louder, I would create a pattern of knocking on their door every single time they are unreasonably loud, at an unreasonable hour, then I would call the police about 10 minutes later, every single time, if they didn't adjust. I am not an asshole neighbor, but I can be if you push me, smiley face. Am I dreaming, or was it a different sub where there was a girl complaining from the opposite end of this story? Her neighbor had already recorded her and was playing it back to piss her off. If I remember right, she was told she was an asshole and to keep her noise level down. Person shrugging. WIBTA. Being passive-aggressive isn't going to stop them being loud. It will only piss them off. NTA. I used to live in an apartment with paper-thin walls and floors, and the neighbors above us would have loud, awful-sounding sex at any given hour. It became so frustrating that I started to play videos of things like donkeys hawing, or my favorite was the screaming cowboy music video, at top volume whenever they did the deed. If you've been respectful in attempting to get them to quiet down but they still refuse, then just go for it. NTA. But I don't believe that will help anything. With people who are so inconsiderate, an action like that will not reduce the noise and might cause retaliation. I would ask for help from a third party like the building's management or police. Putting in a noise complaint could solve your problem in a quieter and less petty fashion. Info. How likely is it that it's just him watching loud porn? That's my bet. WIBTA. Be an adult and go talk to them. NTA. Totally do it. Imasi as well, and if you're recording it from the discomfort of your own home, the neighbors can say shit about it. Although you may also cause a neighbor dispute that get you airtime on a current affair. They sound lime bogan trash. Mate, do what you have to do. NTA. But play babies crying on loop, that is more annoying. NTA. But they might just think you are having a good time. I mean, but that's fucking hilarious, so do it. I used to leave harsh noise loops/samples and super bass heavy drones running at my neighbor's apartment because they slept during the day and would stay up until like 5 blasting music. They stopped after like 2 days, ESH. Haha, this is such epic revenge. Neighbors owned hilariously. /s. There are a million ways to get them to be quiet without making a recording of them having sex without their knowledge. It's invasive and inappropriate. Also, the idea of you playing it back to them like that is totally insane and crossing so many boundaries. When is that ever okay? However, just call the cops, 3 complaints or so, and they can start stacking up fines. NTA. I used to have bastard neighbors like this. If it's okay legally, do it. My neighbors would have parties at like 4 a.m., have huge arguments and loud but very short sex. I used to get up and blast out Beastie Boys or other shouty music at full blast. Occasionally it would shut them up. ESH. Recording their sex noises is kinda gross. However, I say combat their sexy times with the least sexy music possible. Baby Shark and the SpongeBob theme come to mind. Deleted. Yeah. I understand it's annoying, but there are other options. Call noise disturbance, the police if it's bad enough, your landlord if you're renting. Have you spoken to other neighbors? Surely you're not the only one who gets disturbed by the noise if it's as loud as you say. WIBTA. Use your words like an adult. Yeah. At least record the loud activities that aren't sex just to take that little bit of creepiness out of it. At that point it would be easy for them to flip it around and make you look like the creepy neighbor recording them having sex. Better plan would just be to get cops or landlord involved, since they already know and don't care that they're being loud. I don't think them hearing a recording of it will change their minds. Also, I'm not sure they would even be able to hear the recording being played back to them through the concrete and over their own loudness. Just kick in their door and throw a flashbang in the bedroom. To get a white noise machine or some sleeping headphones to block out the noise. If you record their sexual acts, why not say something to them? Generally speaking, the loud sex in someone's home isn't a noise ordinance violation anyway. Holy shit, dude, can you say criminal charges for invasion of privacy and intimidation and a civil suit for emotional distress? #WIBTA. That would be hilarious. NTA. Please do it and update us. Smiley face. NTA. This would be hilarious. If you do this, please update everyone on the outcome. Recording someone having sex without consent might not even be legal. Just call the cops and file a noise complaint. If you played it back, that might make you the asshole. Record and slip a CD or something under their door. Let them know this is what you hear and you would appreciate them respecting you as a neighbor. If they don't stop SSX It's Tricky or Beastie Boys or Enya or Christmas music out of season. Be sure to do this when you leave for hours on loop. After they understand what it's like to be uncomfortable, ask them again if they would mind respecting you a bit more. You being a young woman has nothing to do with them not respecting you. You can always call the cops for noise ordinance violations as well. I don't advise creating enemies with neighbors, but try to work with them before being an asshole. By you repeating back ESH. Try calling the cops if that play anything loud after 10 p.m. Most local noise ordinances don't allow noise after 10 p.m. If they don't respect you, fuck him with the law. A-OK hand, best of luck. NTA. Do it. Do it. Do it. It would be hilarious. Let us know how it goes. NTA. My wife and I have really loud sex almost nightly. If one night we heard a recording of ourselves fucking, we'd probably get turned on and fuck even louder. WIBTA. Revenge porn is revenge porn and morality doesn't require a law. File a noise complaint with the super or the cops if you need to, but don't make unauthorized recordings of them having sex. NTA. Being inconsiderate about that kind of stuff is trashy as f, and they need to learn. Also, that would be funny as f, a justified WIBTA. Maybe knowing they're loud enough to be recorded would put them off. Wow, this is just like my neighbors who live downstairs. I say NTA cause mine are the same, loud sex, and they come home at 3 to 4 a.m. cause they're bartenders. Any answers here? I'm going to try myself. Haha. WIBTA. You asked nicely and they still haven't toned it down. It would be hilarious if you did this though.